Hello friends, Lisa here for another video. As raw vegans, we eat a lot of fresh fruit, greens, salads, vegetables, fermented foods, and sprouts, things like that. What we don't do is cook our food or use the microwave. So, since we have now purchased our own home, we can get rid of our stove and microwave because we don't need them anymore. So we're gonna be putting something really cool in this space. We have some awesome ideas. We wanna show you what we're gonna be adding and how that is going to enhance our kitchen for our raw vegan life. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video. It's going to be a fun one. We sold our stove and microwave, and it's been interesting, the response that we've gotten from people. We'll go into that just in a few minutes here, but I really wanted to share about our brand new Raw Food Romance online community, where we're going to be doing monthly live raw food classes, monthly challenges. It's a great place to connect with like minds and community, get accountability. More stuff going on over in the community. We're going to be sharing recipes before they go in ebooks. Sometimes we're going to have a lot of fun together in the community. So please join now. The founding member pricing will end on September 19th. That's the last day that you can get the founding members pricing. After that, the pricing will go up to $47 a month or $444 a year, which is still a great deal. But if you want to only pay $27 a month or $249 a year, then join now. The link is in the description box below. And once you join at this price, you will be locked in and grandfathered in, so any price increases that happen, you won't have to pay. So if you want to get in, now's your chance. You can also always get our recipe ebooks and other ebooks in our ebook store. Link is in the description box below. Please use code RAWFOOD40 and get 40% off anything, any ebook or ebook collection. They're all 40% off, code RAWFOOD40 at checkout. So why did we sell our stove and microwave? I did post a reel on my Instagram, and I got a lot of interesting comments over there about the fact that we sold our stove and microwave. And the reason being is that we haven't used our stove or microwave. I mean, I've been raw for 10 years. Nate has been raw for 7 years. So as raw vegans, we just don't use our stove or microwave. And the thing is, for the last 5 years of Nate and I being together, and actually the last decade that I've been raw, I've always been renting. So I was renting when I was in Canada. Nate and I rented in Oregon, and we also rented for the first 3 years here living in Vegas. So as a renter, you're not able to sell appliances that actually don't belong to you because you're renting the place. So we worked around it. We used the stove top as kind of a shelf. We put a wood board that my cousin made on top, and we have our tomatoes on there. The microwave just sat unused completely. But because they're not used, we didn't need them. And we always dreamed of one day having our own place so that we could sell them. And now that we actually bought our place in the same building as we were renting. We bought a new place in June of 2024, and it's absolutely amazing here. We love it. It's great, but we were able to sell our stove and microwave. And we did so because, number one, we just don't have room, and we don't want to pay extra to store appliances that might not get used for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Like, we don't know. And we don't want to have that when somebody else could use the appliances and have them at a discounted price. So we sold them to this amazing older dude, and he was super grateful to be able to get our appliances, and he's going to make good use of them. And they won't just rest and collect dust not being used, and they won't take up space that we could use to do something awesome. So a lot of people have been asking about why we choose raw, because I made a reel on Instagram, and I had a lot of people asking, what do we do when we have guests? Why do we choose raw food? All of these questions, I want to answer them here in this video too. So We choose raw because we feel our best. That's why we choose raw. I've been doing it for 10 years, so it's pretty much my reality and it's what I want. And it's amazing. It's super hydrating. It's easier on the digestion. My health has improved dramatically and I have tons of energy. I like being creative in the kitchen and seeing what I can make with raw food. It's just been amazing. Oh, plus the easy cleanup. It's so easy to clean up. It's a lot faster than when I used to make cooked meals back in the day. So we choose raw because we want to eat raw. And it's not like we're restricting ourselves or we're deprived of something or we're missing out on life, because our life is pretty fantastic and we love eating this way. So it's what we choose. So that's why we choose raw. And as raw vegans, we don't need the stove and microwave. If we have guests, though, we do have an Instant Pot, and we will be getting like a little element, a portable single element, just in case like Nate's boys come for a visit, or we have guests who want to cook something, but even our guests want to eat our food, so we don't worry about it. I had somebody on the viral reel be like, I guess you don't get any guests. And I'm like, our guests want to eat our food. People want to come and eat our wraps. They want to come and eat our tacos. We have so much fun with other people eating our food, and we really enjoy making it for them, and they love it. So not worried there in that department at all. But we do have those things in case somebody needs them. The Instant Pot stays in a cupboard. We take it out if somebody wants to use it. We have an electric kettle so we can boil water very easily. That lives on top of the fridge. There's so many tools that you can use that you don't necessarily need a stove for, let alone a microwave. I mean, I haven't used a microwave in 25 plus years. I don't even remember the last time I used it. I remember getting rid of it when I was in my very early 20s, like maybe I was even 19 when I got rid of my microwave. I just haven't used it. So it's just not necessary, completely not necessary. There are other things that you can use to cook with if you want to cook. But the reason we took out our stove and microwave was to build a microgreens rack so that we could grow our own microgreens in that space. Because in our old place, we had our microgreens rack in our office, which was fine. It was totally fine to have it in the office. But sometimes we'd be like, oh yeah, the microgreens, I forgot to add them. So we'd have to get up and go in there because we wanted to put microgreens, but they're not visible. And that's something like a kind of a bonus tip. If it's not visible, it's hard to remember to do it. That's why they say, put your workout clothes on a chair like at your door so that you see them. Or if you need a reminder of something, put it beside your toothbrush or whatever, a sticky note on your toothbrush so you remember because you brush your teeth, right? So these little things help us to remember to do the things that we really want to be doing. Setting alarms in our phones, for example, to go to bed early. Those are just little things that you can do to remind yourself. But because our microgreens was in the office, sometimes we'd forget. They weren't right there in front of us. So by changing over to having our microgreens in the kitchen, now they're there and we see them when we start to make our salad. We're like, oh, here's a tray of microgreens. Let's just do it right here. They're right there in the kitchen, which is amazing. So what we did was, first, we sold our stove and microwave, and then Nate went in there and he started to put up the kind of the sticky laminate. He used a special glue that he put on the wall because even though the laminate pieces had sticky backing, they weren't on the floor. So as they're like on the sides, there's more chance of them kind of like drooping. So we put on the glue and then put up the wood laminate so that it just looked prettier in the space, because it didn't look that great because they had spray painted the cupboards white, and the original colored was kind of like an orangey cherry kind of a wood color, and that kind of was really distracting. So we wanted it to be clean. We put the laminate in, and then basically all we did was build a rack. Now, the racks, I will put the links for the racks in the description box below if anyone else is interested. These racks were super cool because they fit absolutely super perfect into the space where the oven was. Nate measured many, many, many times, and he researched many, many different kinds of companies that sell these kinds of racks. And these ones fit absolutely perfect. He put wheels on the bottom, and he bought 2 different racks. One for the bottom part because it was wider, and then one for the top part because it was smaller. It didn't stick out as much because we wanted it to kind of look like a baker's rack in a way where the top part wasn't sticking out. So kind of flush with where the microwave would have been. And it looks so much better this way. So again, I'll share the links down below for those. Then he bought these tray liners to line the racks, and those were really awesome as well. And he put the lights in for the microgreens, and now we grow microgreens. We grow microgreens right in our kitchen. We can germinate them in the cupboard beside, so it's a dark place. We germinate them in there, and then we take them out and they get to sit there. There's sun that comes in through the kitchen window, so that can help grow the microgreens along with the lights. But that is why we sold our stove and microwave, was to build this amazing microgreens rack. Another bonus is that we have space now to put more tomatoes. We can store our really big stainless steel bowls under there as well. Again, with that reel that I shared, it went viral. I think it has over 1 million views on it now. But a lot of people didn't understand what we're doing, what we're about, and they were saying all kinds of things. But one of the top comments that we were getting was that we were lowering our house value. And the funny thing is, number one, why people would care about our house value, because it's our house and it's where we live. But also, we're not looking to sell anytime soon, and we don't use those appliances. So why keep something that is just not, it's taking up space. It's not getting used when someone else could use it, and we could use the space better suited to our choices. And if we were to sell, all we would do is either sell it at a discounted price, which is fine. I've seen a lot of houses on the market that don't have a microwave and a stove. And it's nice because I've talked to many people and they would love to buy a place without to get a discount. And then they'd be able to buy their own. Maybe they have like a specific one that they really want to put in the place there. Either that, or we just buy brand new appliances when the time comes and they're brand new, up to date. They haven't been collecting dust for years or decades. So that's what we would do. Definitely wouldn't lower our home value, because if we were to put new appliances in, then it would make it an easy selling point for the buyers. But yeah, that said, that's what we did, and we are so excited about it. We're going to be sharing a lot more content around that. Nate will be sharing a lot more about the microgreens as well. So stay tuned for that. And I hope this video inspired you. If you have appliances that you don't use anymore, maybe this inspires you to use the space in a little bit better of a way for you. If not, I hope it inspires you to start growing more of your own food in your kitchen, regardless if you keep your stove and microwave or not. Maybe there's a little space somewhere where you would like to grow some of your own microgreens as well. Nate has his microgreens video course available in his online community for men, as well as on his ebook site. You can get his course. All the links for our communities, our ebooks, all of that is in the description box below. So head on down there and check it out. And remember, for my community, the Raw Food Romance online community, the founding members pricing is ending on September 19th. So get in now, because at this price, you will be locked in. So anytime the price increases, which it will after September 19th, it'll go up to the regular price of $47 a month or $444 a year. You want to get in at $27 a month or $249 a year, you'll be locked in at that price as long as you don't cancel. So if you want that price, if you want the community, our raw food classes live, our monthly challenges, there's so much content going in there, and every day we're adding more stuff. So come join us, interact with everybody, get accountability, community, all that good stuff. Join now for only $27 a month. Click that link in the description box below, and we will be back for another video shortly. Thank you so much for watching, and fruit on.